We are enjoying an extended stay in Paris, and it's been a whirlwind of activity. We've seen so much, including great museums like the Louvre, Pompidou, and Orsay. We've also tried some other less well-known museums, but honestly, they didn't all seem worth the price of admission. For example, the Grand Gallery of Evolution might be a beautiful structure and great for kids, but the taxidermist paradise with its herd of stuffed creatures left us wanting more. Museum fees in Paris can really add up, cutting into your travel budget, not to mention that a crowded museum visit can be unpleasant and a bit of a buzzkill. But you can come to Paris on a budget like we did by going to the museums that are free to the public and less crowded. Here are our picks for our favorite free hidden gem museums. Although the Petit Palais contains interesting art collections, the most impressive part of the museum is actually the building itself, with its beautiful decorative front and stunning interior. The Petit Palais was built for Paris's World Fair in 1900, then it became a museum in 1902.
We're in the Petit Palais Museum right now on this continuing to be beautiful day, and it's a free museum, so that's neat. And in here at the beginning, it's not only a beautiful building, but you see some plaster models that were actually preserved over many years and are really works of art themselves.
In the entrance hall and along the main galleries, you'll admire the fresco paintings on the ceiling and the ornamentations and the stained glass windows. The beautiful stairs deserve special attention too. The permanent collections are exposed on 2 floors and offer an eclectic path among paintings, sculptures, furniture, and domestic items. A couple of the more unusual pieces includes this one of the priestesses of Bacchus in a bit of a tussle. And this dramatic piece showing a French hero of democracy as a victim of a violent death. His head is tilted back, barely holding on to a collection of laws that seem about to slip away from his grasp. At the end of your visit, you must go back into the pretty garden of the museum to walk among its exotic vegetation, have a drink on the terrace, and under the shade of colonnades.
We're at the Petit Palais in Paris, and the museum's awesome. The building is incredible, but behind the building and enveloping the whole back of the space is a beautiful garden, and it's a must-see if you're here in Paris.
The 17th century Carnavalet Museum was Paris's very first municipal museum.
We're in Paris in the Hotel Carnavalet, which is the Museum of the History of Paris. And it's in a couple of old mansions that date back to the 1500s. And it takes visitors from prehistoric times all the way through modern day Paris.
It is located in the center of the bustling Marais neighborhood. The museum documents Paris's compelling history in an eclectic and eccentric way. It's a hodgepodge collection comprising over 600,000 artifacts, making it one of France's most important museums. You may be familiar with the famous Parisian writer named Voltaire. Here is his chair.
The entrance to the museum has got a lot of signs that were retrieved before development came and took them away. So it's a really neat historical view of Paris, including the storefront across from us here.
The museum even has ancient Gallo-Roman archaeological collections.
If you come to the lower level of the museum, you'll see a real history of Paris, including objects from Roman times, like the one you see here.
The Musee Cernurschi is a free museum in Paris that is dedicated to Asian arts with a collection that focuses on the Far East, including China, Japan, and Korea. A wealthy French economist named Henri Cernurschi once traveled extensively in the Far East. He returned with a fine art collection that he would constantly expand upon for the remainder of his life.
We're in Paris in the Asian Antiquities City Museum. It's a beautiful space and a beautiful collection, and the story is that the original collector and owner of all of this beautiful art is also the person that built this beautiful mansion in the 8th in Paris, and at his death donated the mansion and the collection to the city of Paris. Really cool visit.
The museum houses over 12,000 works, making it one of the largest collections of Far East art in Europe. These were some of our favorite museums in Paris, and we didn't spend a dime on them, so consider them on your own future visit to Paris. Watch this video to see what's next on our adventures, and check out our customizable merchandise store. See you soon!